I'm back. This is your main man, Mr. Can You Dig It, Baton Rouge Mayor. And I'm back with a couple hot ticks of these motherfucking politics. Hit that motherfucking subscribe button, nigga. Oh, look, America. Don't believe that bullshit Donald Trump saying out his mouth. He saying they getting closer to a motherfucking deal in the run. The Ayatollah motherfucker just said they don't want no motherfucking deal and don't come your punk ass down the straight up muse. Lock his...
Any American interference in the new maritime regime of the Strait of Hormuz will be considered a violation of the ceasefire. The Strait of Hormuz and the Persian Gulf would not be managed by Donald Trump's delusional posts. No one would believe blame game scenarios. Now just look at Donald Trump and Don Jr. walking back to the White House right here. Donald Trump needed Don Jr. to help him walk and carry his bags as Iran was just piling on. You then had Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson post the following: the president of the United States openly describes the unlawful seizure of Iranian vessels as piracy, brazenly boasting that we act like pirates. This was no verbal slip. It was a direct and damning admission of the criminal nature of their actions.
Oh, look, America. Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, is in a panic. He's in front of Congress trying to spin a story and say he don't remember that him, his children, and his wife was at the island. And we already know the son of bitches in the Epstein file because we got him. Him, his wife, and his children was on the island. But he in front of Congress playing dumb. He's in front of Congress trying to spin a story like Donald Trump told him to do. He asked Congress not to be under oath. He wasn't going to speak. So they said, okay. Now that he not under oath, he can lie. He can say any motherfucking thing like he's saying now. He don't know it. He can't recall. I'll tell you what you could do with that son of a bitch. Put the handcuffs on him. Kick him in his ass. Now walk with it. Now lock his motherfucking ass up. And every motherfucking body in the motherfucking White House. And
first, it's amazing that the Republicans didn't want to even videotape it. But now we know why. It's because Lutnick was dishonest with us and evasive with us once again, as he was with the American people. And we asked him point blank, you said you were never in the room with him again after the first time you met him, but we have pictures of you on his island with him. What is the reasoning for that, for why you said that? It would have been the easiest thing in the world to admit that he was dishonest, or maybe he didn't remember, but instead he doubled down. He said, well, I was in the room with him again with my wife, so that doesn't count as being in the room with him. And that just makes no sense to us. And he also, I asked him, why did you go to his island? And he says he doesn't remember why he would travel all the way to Jeffrey Epstein's island. And he is confounded by the fact that he was even there. And he said Jeffrey Epstein was a disgusting person, and yet he brought his wife and kids with him to that island where so much sex trafficking happened and so many heinous crimes happened.
Oh, look, America. Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, is a pedophile protector, and he in the Epstein files, so we know he's a pedophile, just like Donald Trump, Howard Lutnick, and the rest of them bastards. Okay, they asked Howard Lutnick, America, why did he bring his kids and his wife to the Epstein Island? Howard Lutnick, being the predator that he is and a fucking dickhead, he said he don't remember, or he can't recall. America, how stupid do Donald Trump and his son of a bitch Lutnick think we is? Put the handcuffs on that bitch. Kick him in his motherfucking ass. Spin his pussy ass around. Now spit his ass again. Now lock his motherfucking ass up. Him, his wife, and his motherfucking children too. Fuck him.
But our top story starts right here, with that Trump official caught lying about his visit to Epstein Island. You have Epstein in the foreground and the gentleman in blue behind him. Howard Lutnick back in the hot seat today, Congress grilling the Commerce Secretary about those Epstein links and his Epstein lies. He has been forced to address a lot of it after what was a very unusual law that no one at the time expected to come out, but it did. We lived through that, and that law forced out evidence, including the photograph on your TV screen or your YouTube or your or your phone, however you're watching us, but wherever you're watching us, that evidence is on your screen. That's a photograph that they never thought would come out. They never wanted it to come out. It was only the huge, unusual pressure that made it come out and contradicted this Trump official's claims.
Oh, look, America, Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, is a predator. Howard Lutnick is the same motherfucker who said he wasn't at Epstein's house and he'd never been to the island. And come to find out, not only have the bitch been hanging with Epstein, he has been to the island, he has brought his kids, and he has brought his buddies. Howard Lutnick is a predator just like Donald Trump and the rest of these motherfuckers. America, Howard Lutnick went in front of the Senate today, not under oath because he ain't wanted and not no film. So we won't see that, but I got the transcript. But watch what the senator, the Democrat senator, say about Howard Lutnick today.
Say, let's play.
We asked him over and over again, why did you go to the island? He says he doesn't remember, that was inexplicable, and he simply didn't know how to answer the question at that point.
I mean, he refused to say there was any blackmailing, even though he thought that happened in the past. He refused to say that there was any video recording, even though he said in the past that people Epstein was video recording these young girls. He refused to say anything abnormal about Epstein's island. So someone obviously got to him from the administration. In fact, he said he talked to people in the administration, and that's why he's changed his tune. And the question is not just why he's lying. The question is why he's covering up, why he's no longer willing to share what he knows about Epstein.
Oh, look, America, is the reason why Howard Lutnick didn't want to be under oath or didn't want the video showed or taped in the courtroom. Check this shit out.
We know why that interview was not videotaped. If Donald Trump had seen the video transcript, he would have fired Howard Lutnick. It was really embarrassing. He was asked very straightforward questions about whether he regretted misleading the American people. I mean, he said that he would never see Epstein again in 2005. And everyone knows that he took his wife and kids to see Epstein in 2012.
Lock his ass up.
It was just contortions and lies and no acknowledgement that he misled the American public. And if you saw the exchanges that my colleagues had with him, you would see he made a farce of the English language. I mean, he was trying to define I as if saying that what he really meant is that he would not see Epstein alone, but be totally fine with having his wife and kids.
Lock his ass up.
It made no sense. And then he's raised even more serious concerns about the investigation. He originally had said that Epstein...
Mr. Secretary, can you move out of the way, guys? Out of the way. Clarify your relationship with Epstein.
Mr. Secretary, why are you in a photo with Jeffrey Epstein on his island?
We asked him over and over again, why did you go to the island? He says he doesn't remember, that it was inexplicable, and he simply didn't know how to answer the question at that point.
And here's what Congressmember Ro Khanna had to say. Let's play it.
Why this is such a cover-up. I mean, he refused to say there was any blackmailing, even though he thought that happened in the past. He refused to say that there was any video recording, even though he said in the past that people Epstein was video recording these young girls. He refused to say anything abnormal about Epstein's island. So someone obviously got to him from the administration. In fact, he said he talked to people in the administration, and that's why he's changed his tune. And the question is not just why he's lying. The question is why he's covering up, why he's no longer willing to share what he knows about Epstein's abhorrent behavior. Know why that interview was not videotaped. If Donald Trump had seen the video transcript, he would have fired Howard Lutnick. It was really embarrassing. He was asked very straightforward questions about whether he regretted misleading the American people. I mean, he said that he would never see Epstein again in 2005. And everyone knows that he took his wife and kids to see Epstein in 2012. And yet it was just contortions and lies and no acknowledgement that he misled the American public. And if you saw the exchanges that my colleagues had with him, you would see he made a farce of the English language. I mean, he was trying to define I as if saying that what he really meant is that he would not see Epstein alone, but be totally fine with having his wife and kids see Epstein. It made no sense. And then he's raised even more serious concerns about the investigation. He originally had said that Epstein engaged in blackmail and recorded videotapes. Now he's saying, well, he was wrong. He was just speculating, and Epstein actually didn't engage in blackmailing. This raises the question of what the cover-up is. Did someone tell him to say that? I've not heard that that Epstein never engaged in blackmail. Why is Howard Lutnick changing his testimony, changing his story? He's lost all credibility, and really it's a shame that the American people don't get to see what he did there. Total lack of truth and lack of honesty.
Oh, look, America. Donald Trump and the Republican Party are sick individuals. These son of bitches are sick and fucked up in their head thinking Donald Trump is the king. Donald Trump got his face in big old banners all around Washington, D.C., including the justice motherfucking system, with his face on it like he Kim Jong-un motherfucking ass out of China or Vladimir Putin out of motherfucking Russia. Who the fuck do Donald Trump think he is? He think he's fucking Caligula or Nero some motherfucking body, but I tell you what we can do with this motherfucker. Put the handcuffs on him. Spin his pussy ass around. Get jiggy with it. Kick him in his ass. Now pull that pepper down and lock his motherfucking ass up. And every motherfucking body in the justice system.
On Friday, a massive banner bearing Donald Trump's face was hung across the front of the Justice Department headquarters here in Washington, D.C. But this isn't the first time. Back in May, a giant banner was mounted at the Department of Agriculture, placed alongside Abraham Lincoln. I actually saw that and was like, what the what? Those banners cost $16,400 of our money. The American people's money, to be specific. Another appeared at the Labor Department, placed alongside Roosevelt. Again, thousands of public dollars. More important, the DOJ banner marks yet another escalation in the president's attempts to take over the agency that's meant to be independent of the presidency, an agency that is Trump's favorite tool for retribution against his perceived political foes.
Oh, look, America. Ever since Donald Trump didn't cut Medicaid, didn't cut food stamps, didn't cut the media, then he fucked around there and started a war. Then he raised taxes. Now he asking American people like me and you to tax us to build him a motherfucking club for $1 billion. But we don't have no money for Medicaid and all this other motherfucking shit. But he want a club and he want to use the motherfucking shit about the nigga was slanging that iron at his pussy ass the other day to build him a motherfucking club. I tell you what we can do with Donald Trump and the Republican Party who pushing that shit. Put the handcuffs on. Spin they motherfucking ass around. Now bat them in their motherfucking face and lock their motherfucking ass up. They've been taxing the motherfucking American people since they been in that motherfucker. Now he's trying to get $1 million. Lock his motherfucking ass.
That's the entrance to the new ballroom that's being built.
At an event for military mothers today, President Trump raved about the new ballroom going up just a few feet away.
So if you hear any pounding noises, the pile drivers are out.
He did not mention the new controversy swirling over this, a funding bill drafted by Republican Senator Chuck Grassley that would provide up to $1 billion for security adjustments and upgrades related to the ballroom project. Trump has long insisted the ballroom would be free for taxpayers.
I'm paying for it. The country's not, and that's an expensive ballroom.
The bill does say that none of the funds may be used for non-security elements of the project.